and mentoring the thoughts. So after this stretching, and short thank you to everybody for being here, even though it's the 4th International Congress, for me it's the 1st. So I feel very happy being here, and thanks to your mom that she's not here to thank her personally. So thought is a seed, and every action begins with it. Once in life, we have fabulous memories or awful memories. However, they are in our thoughts. And the mentor's true power is not giving answers, but refining how the mentee think, helping them to move either from pain or rejection or fear or confusion. What is it the movement to? Clarity. So from reaction to reflection. And our role as mentors, as thought mentors, it doesn't impose the thought in our mentees. However, we need to evoke their awareness. And we definitely want to have some questions in order to make it easy on them. So maybe they can ask, why am I thinking that way? So we open up a door for them to answer themselves. Or is this belief empowering me, or is really limiting me to just know which way to go? And what assumptions am I carrying? What thoughts have brought me wherever I am right now? Because since it's a seed and it creates everything from there, we want to be very clear on it. So mentoring thoughts means creating a space where someone can examine their inner dialogue all the time, or the time that you really want to dedicate to it, without judgment, without fear. We just need to be a little bit courageous on asking ourselves those questions and help our mentees to have. So we have some tools, and I would like to name only 3 of them. They're very simple, however they are very deep. And as mentors, we need to engage with them. And the first one we could be is listening beyond the words. It's some of the people listen to respond. Some people. I used to be one of those, like I would hear something and I would be creating in my mind, what shall I say? What could be my answer? And I would be so busy that I stopped listening to the other person. However, as a mentor, I stopped doing that. It's a very bad habit. So we want to listen deeply, and then in the sense not just to what I need to say, but what can I say to transform? And the transformation begins in that deep listening, to be present. Another point, as mentors, we need to ask questions. You can put the title of you want to that question. Deep question, exploring question, expanding question, whatever, but questions. So instead of telling someone what to do, we ask, what do you think could stop you from doing whatever they are planning to do? Or we can ask, what do you think it might happen if you approach that situation in a different way? Let them find out, but we need to ask them that and put them in the present moment in order to help them continue. So, questioning like this opens doors and doesn't close them. We need to help them to continue. The third one will be the reflective feedback. And thoughts are mirrors. So whatever I can hear you or see you see your face while you're answering, so I don't only listen to your words. I can maybe say, I have noticed that when you're talking, you say very often, I can't. So maybe the person, it has been so used to say, I can't, that they don't notice it. but I am there to make them reflect on it. Maybe another way also will be like, I have noticed that you start, I can see a person courageous, but they start saying, I'm afraid this is not as easy as I thought. So beginning with I'm afraid, it's also interesting what is going on in their mind. What have they brought with them until now? Maybe many difficulties. Well, I have had many difficulties in life myself. But now we will continue with the thoughts. We do have this inner mentor, each one of us. So this inner mentor, before we can mentor others, we need to mentor our thoughts. So we must first, as mentors, do our own thoughts. What is the impact of these inner thoughts that I am having? What are my thinking? I need to have an inner discipline. Okay? It's a big responsibility, as we all know, mentors here, to work with others. So I have a practice, or we need to have a practice examining our own thoughts. Most of the time we have to do it. So we can ask ourselves, are my thoughts coming from fear or from purpose? Okay, easy, but at least it will be in the way that, where am I going? From which thought? I can ask also myself, am I reacting at this moment? Or am I just responding to something that is happening around? Or am I listening to understand or to influence? All these things can happen inside. Like now, everybody's sitting there and wow, so many thoughts are going on there. I would pay a penny for each thought if we would have time. I will pass the microphone and just ask you, what are you thinking right now? You don't have to answer it to me, but just notice it for yourself. What are you thinking right now? Y con una respiración, with the breath, you can catch it very easily.
Be happy.
And then you will take care of it. Not right now. Continue paying attention. Oh, my telephone went off. Talk too long. Very good. So this inner mentor, enjoying itself, finding out with their thinking, we have to be conscious of it. So only when we are aware of our own mental patterns, we can help others to navigate theirs. Because as mentors, we have the experience, we have gained something from it, we have made it possible, and we are now using it as a model. And other people can use it as easy. We need to be aware of what is going on inside. However, I have an example that happens right now. Few weeks ago, I wanted to go to Mexico. I'm invited to go in December to do some work there. But my passport is Venezuelan. And we never would think that a Venezuelan passport needs a visa to go to Mexico. It doesn't need it to go to Europe, but to Mexico, yes. So I started finding out, in Cyprus, where I live, there is no embassy of Mexico. However, is it in Athens? So I connected with them. They gave me all kind of requests, papers, document to me and to my host. Wasn't easy to get all that. Copies like that much. And only one more thing, I had to register in a website and I had to do an appointment. They couldn't do it by telephone. I had to do it online. Wasn't possible. I would go, well, I'm not super technological, but hey, I have some knowledge, okay? So I went once, twice, 3 times, AM, PM, dawn. I didn't know. This page will never answer my request. So I implored the person in the embassy by phone, please do it. Because I'm not able. Something's going wrong. And he said, okay, let me help you. Give me your password and your email, etc., etc. So I gave him my password. In Spanish would have been visa, okay, with the A as in for, aprobada. So visa aprobada. And he said, are you thinking that we are going to approve your visa? I said, listen, I don't know what you want to do, but I am working in my thoughts and I would love you to just approve my visa. It's just I want to go to Mexico in December or November. So this example tells me it's not like I have to sit every day and read books or write so many of them, but it's in every single step. Whatever action you are doing, you can catch your thought, even if it's a password for a website. So some things like this I do very often. With the password, I do whatever I say. Whenever I need to ask a favor, immediately inside my thinking is going for what I want, not only for what I have to. In that case, we need to have the legacy of the mentoring thoughts. So when you mentor someone, thoughts, you don't just tell them what is the solution of the problem. You have to support them to solve something maybe very old, that they have had a problem and they have been carrying it on for a long time. And they are equipped for life, and we have to remind them with this plant, with these seeds that they have planted in themselves. And this is the self-inquiry. I will be done by then. So the highest form of mentorship is help our mentees not to be dependent on us, but we can empower them to always count on us, wherever they are. Sometimes we finish a process of mentoring, and there is something that I call mantenimiento, maintenance. So they are free to call for whatever certain that they want to have. So my closing thoughts would be in the moment, like in the end, mentoring, the thought is about cultivating consciousness, yours and others. It's about transforming noise into meaning, reaction into reflection, and confusion into clarity. And from these few minutes that I was talking, if you really want to take something home with you, take that. To change your life, first you need to change a thought. Thank you.